Dopamine, it's the molecule of desire, the engine of your ambition, the rush you get when you achieve something great. For decades, we've celebrated it as the key to happiness and motivation. We've been told to hack our dopamine to be more productive, to feel better, to live our best lives. But what if that's only half the story? What if the very thing that makes you feel good is also slowly, insidiously making you feel worse? Today, we're diving into the dark side of dopamine, a paradox that explains why so many of us feel unmotivated, anxious, and chronically unsatisfied, no matter how many rewards we chase. This isn't just a chemical quirk, it's a fundamental misunderstanding of our own brains, and it's being exploited by the modern world. Your brain isn't broken, but your reward system might be. The constant pursuit of pleasure is creating a state of chronic pain, and understanding why is the first step to taking back control. Imagine your brain's reward system as a scale. On one side, you have pleasure. On the other, you have pain. Normally, this scale is balanced. When you experience something pleasurable, like eating a delicious meal, seeing a funny video, or getting a like on your social media post, dopamine is released, tipping the scale toward pleasure. But here's the crucial part. Your brain doesn't like to be out of balance. To restore equilibrium, it automatically generates a pain response to counteract the pleasure. The more pleasure you experience, the stronger the pain response needed to bring you back to baseline. Now, in the wild, this system works perfectly. You eat, you get a small dopamine hit, and the scale rebalances. But in our hyper-stimulating modern world, things are different. Our lives are filled with easy, high dopamine activities, endless scrolling on TikTok, binge-watching shows, sugary snacks, video games. These aren't just small tips of the scale, they are massive, repeated swings. Every time you get a notification or a new episode starts, your brain gets a huge, unnatural dose of dopamine, and it has to work overtime to correct the balance. The more you engage in these activities, the more your brain's pain side gets activated to maintain balance. It's like a muscle being overused. It becomes stronger, more sensitive. Over time, your baseline, your normal neutral state, starts to shift. What was once neutral now feels slightly painful or empty. This is why you can feel bored or restless after just a few minutes of not checking your phone. Your brain's baseline has moved, and your old normal activities, like reading a book, going for a walk, or having a simple conversation, no longer produce enough dopamine to even reach the old pleasure threshold. The things that used to make you feel good now feel bland, and you're left chasing ever higher doses of stimulation just to feel normal. This isn't a lack of willpower, it's a biological shift in your brain's pleasure-pain balance. And here's where it gets even more insidious. The very activities you use to escape this feeling of emptiness are the ones that are causing it. Think about addiction. At first, a substance or behavior provides a huge pleasure hit, a massive surge of dopamine. But with repeated use, the brain's pleasure-pain scale becomes so skewed that the person is no longer seeking pleasure. They are simply trying to escape the intense, overwhelming pain of being at their new, profoundly imbalanced baseline. The brain has adapted to a state of chronic pain and emptiness, and the addiction is the only way to find temporary relief, not pleasure. This same mechanism, on a less extreme but no less damaging level, is happening to millions of us every day. We aren't addicted in the clinical sense, but we are dependent. We are chasing a fleeting sense of relief, a brief escape from the low-level hum of anxiety and dissatisfaction that has become our new normal. The constant stimulation from our devices, our entertainment, and our food is creating a population of people who are simultaneously overstimulated and profoundly underwhelmed by life. Now let's talk about the distinction between liking and wanting. Neuroscientists have found that while dopamine is crucial for motivation and desire, the wanting part, it's not actually responsible for the feeling of pleasure itself. The liking. Dopamine makes you want to check your phone again, to buy that item, to watch one more video. It creates the motivation, the craving, the anticipatory excitement. But the actual feeling of satisfaction and enjoyment comes from other neurotransmitters and brain circuits. This is a critical distinction because our modern world is designed to trigger the wanting system without ever delivering on the liking. Social media algorithms, fast food marketing, and streaming services are all expertly crafted to keep your dopamine-fueled wanting system perpetually active, promising a reward that is never quite as satisfying as you anticipate. This creates a relentless cycle of craving and disappointment, a neurological loop that leaves you feeling empty and perpetually searching for the next fix. So how do we fix this? The answer isn't to live a life without dopamine. That's impossible. The key is to reset your reward system. Think of it as a neurological fast. The goal is to deprive the brain of the easy, high dopamine hits for a period of time. This is the idea behind a dopamine detox, though the name is a bit misleading. You aren't detoxing from dopamine itself, but rather from the high dopamine stimuli that have pushed your brain out of balance. This means consciously choosing to step away from your phone, from mindless entertainment, from sugary foods. It can feel deeply uncomfortable at first. Your brain will scream for its quick fixes, and the feeling of emptiness will be even more apparent. But this is a sign that the rebalancing process has begun. As you endure this discomfort, your brain's pleasure-pain scale will slowly begin to recenter. As the scale recenters, the things that once felt boring will begin to feel rewarding again. A walk in nature might once again provide a sense of calm and pleasure. A real conversation with a friend will feel genuinely satisfying. You'll find that your ability to focus, to appreciate simple moments, and to pursue long-term goals returns. This isn't about asceticism, it's about reclaiming your mind. It's about choosing to pursue activities that provide genuine long-term satisfaction rather than fleeting dopamine-fueled relief. The dopamine paradox isn't a curse, it's a roadmap. It shows us that true happiness isn't found in a constant pursuit of pleasure, but in the deliberate cultivation of a balanced, resilient mind. It's a call to find pleasure in the things that don't come with a push notification, to find joy in a world that is desperately trying to sell you a different kind of happiness. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Brain Decoded to keep exploring the secrets of your mind.